Good afternoon. My name is Connell,
My name is Kristina Tauber.
I'm Greg Suskin.
And I'm Susie, Nagle.
and we're here with Burlington Bowling Advisors. We've recently been brought in to do an analysis of Westlake Lanes and provide our input as to how to make this company successful again. Many of you may think that bowling is a declining industry. It's an old man sport. Did you actually know that college students are the fastest increasing market in bowling? And you might think, oh, well, I haven't bowled in a while. Nobody bowls anymore. Did you know that actually 2% of the United States population is bowling on any given day? Put things in perspective. 4.8% of the U.S. population in total attends an NFL game, meaning that the sum of every person at every NFL game during the regular season only makes up 4.8% of the U.S. total, meaning that in 3 days, more people will go bowling than will attend an NFL game. And what about America's favorite pastime, baseball? Well, at 30 teams and a 162 game season, only 4% of the United States population will end up actually attending. So in 2 days, more people will bowl than will attend a baseball game, America's pastime. Now, it's important to look at issue identification with Westlake. We decided we would analyze 3 different parts: the customers, the facilities, and the operations. We determined, with respect to customers, that Westlake's really failed to capitalize on any specific market. We all know that specialization can be extremely effective when competition is present. In the Raleigh area, there's basically 3 markets for customers. There's the young professional market, which is increasingly growing every year, as we've seen from several statistics. There's the professional or league bowling market, and that's stayed pretty consistent, though slowly declining. And then there's the family and children audience. Although presence from women and children has increased, it's still not increasing as fast as the young professionals market. We've also determined that our alley is not catered to a defined group. This can be a big issue, especially when they don't receive. It'll basically cause them to not receive the full benefit from attending our facilities. Our facilities are also aesthetically unappealing. The walls are falling apart. A lot of the bowling alleys are out of date or haven't been redone in over 30 years. We also have a poor food and drink area. We have a bar and actually a liquor license that we don't utilize, but we only offer one food item. We only offer pizza. Now, this is a huge issue, especially when right around the corner there are several restaurants that will take business away from us when we have such a poor food menu. With respect to our operations, we have an extremely poor advertising strategy. Our advertising now is primarily based off of paper. We do advertising through flyers and advertising through newspaper, etc. However, as we've seen, the United States is becoming an increasingly paperless world. In the U.S., 23% of Americans said that they read the newspaper yesterday, as compared to 71% who said that they use Facebook daily. We also noticed low employee motivation. This creates a hostile work environment for the customer. Several instances, including employees taking personal phone calls during the day or reading magazines while on the job, really puts a downfall on our company and can be extremely, extremely destructive in the long run.
Our biggest strength is our downtown location. It is a highly trafficked area with a growing population of young professionals. We are also the only bowling place downtown, so we can monopolize this market. In addition, our liquor license is a big asset if we utilize it properly. Our greatest weaknesses are our outdated facilities and our underutilized resources. Currently, we do not take advantage of our location or our liquor license. In addition, our restaurant/bar menu is lacking, which causes people to turn to other options downtown. We have the opportunity to utilize our location and access the growing young professional population. We can offer internships to college students who understand our target market. We can also attract businesses in the area by offering company bowling leagues. We have to keep in mind some threats to our business, which includes the declining state of the bowling markets as well as our competition. We are in competition with 3 other newer bowling alleys in the area, as well as substitute products downtown. We offer food, drink, and entertainment, but there are individual places that specialize in this, so we need to stand out from them.
Did you know our city of Raleigh is one of the top 10 fastest growing cities in the United States today? The influx of students from Duke, Chapel Hill, and NC State have helped Raleigh nearly double its population since 2000. The young professional market is booming right now, and it's time to tailor old-fashioned bowling to capitalize on our population. Bowling alleys are historically family-focused and family-owned, but the industry is losing out as more and more forms of entertainment compete for our time. That said, bowling is a $7 billion industry, and 20% of the population bowls annually. With a few tweaks and upgrades, Westlake Lanes can boost its profit margins way up and take advantage of the bowling industry conditions.
Bowling has not been affected by the corporate greed world. In bowling, only the 5 largest owners control 8% of facilities. That means that bowling is more locally owned and doesn't have all the negative effects of the corporate world. When looking at the finances of Westlake, it's very important to look at the cash we have, our net income, our liabilities, among other things. But more importantly, it's important to connect our financial statements. Westlake's has seen a net loss for 3 consecutive years. Although we'll give 2008 sort of a benefit of the doubt because of the declining economy, seeing a negative loss in 3 straight years is scary for a company. Our net income has dropped $200,000 since 2004. Our company has also increased the amount of debt we've been taking out. In 2006, we took out debt of only about $52,000. However, that's increased to over $150,000 in total liabilities for 2009. This is extremely dangerous, especially when we take a look at some of our ratios. We look at debt to equity ratio. A safe debt to equity ratio by most financial analysts would be around 1. In 2004, our debt to equity ratio was 1.1. This is a very safe position by basically assuming that a lot of our debt can be financed by our equity. However, looking at 2009, we're all the way up to 4.16, meaning we're financing much of our debt without equity. If we get to a point where we need to liquidate the company and we have more debt than we do equity, we're not going to be able to save the company and will in turn end up going under. It's also important to look at our ROE, especially when looking at our investors. ROE is a return on equity. So basically, how much money or how much of a return somebody is getting on the equity they put in. In 2004, we had a return on equity of 1.4, meaning that people who were putting in money were seeing the benefits of it. However, in 2009, we're at negative 0.46. This means that people investing in the company are actually losing money while they're staying invested, which is a huge problem. Our cash position has also decreased steadily over the past 3 years. This is very dangerous, especially when we connect it to our debt financing. Cash is the most liquid asset, and if it came to a situation where our company needed to liquidate and we didn't have a lot of cash, we would have a serious trouble liquidating because we'd have to be selling off our assets at less than they're worth to us. So in turn, right now, the company is not doing very well financially. We have lots of debt that keeps piling up, which is incurring high interest and really putting our company in a tough spot.
We have identified 3 alternative business plans that seem they could generate the most profit, and these 3 plans are creating a family-oriented alley, a professional bowling alley, and a young business professional alley. We ranked the businesses based on cost efficiency, competition, market utilization, and their profitability. Each company was ranked on a scale of 1 to 3, 1 being worst and 3 being best. Using the system, we settled on the growing professional market. It scored highest in 3 out of the 4 categories, scoring lowest in cost efficiency. The reason being it will be expensive to create a quality environment and ambiance and hire qualified personnel, but we believe it will be worth it and in the end will be profitable. The Raleigh, North Carolina area has had an increasing amount of young professionals move there in the past. Since 2004, they've had an increase in apartments from 400 to around 15,000, which just tells you how many people will be participating in our services that we will have.
When looking at our implementation plan and our recommendation, it's important to go through step by step. So we believe, first and foremost, that we need to be implementing a strategy that targets young professionals. Now, to do this, we want to set up kind of an upscale bowling lounge, and there's a lot that goes into that. First, what we want to do is we have the idea down, but we really want to reach out to the customer to see what they want. We want to do research with our customers. Their input is what matters the most because they're the ones who are going to be reaping the benefits from our company. We believe that that'll take us about 2 months to finalize the research, and then about another 2 months, 2 months to finalize the research. Once that's done, we can start our planning. It's going to take us about 6 months to redo the entire inside between the walls, the floors, the furniture, and the alleys. We believe after that, starting in June, we can work on the bars and the seating. After the bars and the seating are done, we want to implement lots of technology. As we've talked about previously, it's a growing technological world. We want to be connected to our customer. We want to offer an app for our customer to connect with us. We want to offer reward systems to incentivize customers to be loyal to us and stay with us. And we want to be able to get feedback on the spot. We also need to hire a new staff because of our increasing numbers. To do this, we're going to post job listings in September, conduct interviews in October, and then hopefully finalize the staff by early November. After we finalize the staff and all the construction is done, we're going to be able to start orienting our staff to our operations. We'll do several test runs in December and finally launch our company starting in January. At the bar, we want to make sure that we have small appetizer type foods for people while they're having some drinks. We also want to make sure that we keep the bowling lanes open during the week to league bowlers. League bowlers were a major part of our company leading up to this. We don't want to lose that market, especially because young professionals won't be coming bowling as much during the midweek, seeing as busy work schedules can interfere with that. We also want to offer discounted drink nights. Many of you will go downtown and you'll see that certain bars have special nights for certain drinks. This helps increase customer traffic on nights that it might not be so busy. So more during the weekdays, say Sunday through Wednesday night. We also want to offer these internships to students because that can give us another financial mind on things. Right now, our current manager is the only person who is financially inept with our company. We want to get a second opinion. We want somebody that she can consult with because that's going to be a lot more efficient and can help decrease the risks of costly decisions.
We have identified 3 contingency conditions that may occur if we implement this plan. There is a 10% possibility that we may not be able to attain the target market we desire. This severity is low, but in this case, we will expand our target market and increase marketing to draw in a larger customer base. We also found that there is a 30% likelihood that we will fail to cover the costs of our alley. In the case of this occurring, we would be forced to liquidate our assets. Finally, we assess the possibility of failing to attain funds. There is a 40% chance of this occurring because our numbers have been so low and we may not be approved for a loan. In this case, we will seek private capital in order to accomplish everything that we have planned for Westlake Lanes.
Thank you guys for being with us today, and I hope our recommendation has made sense in all of your eyes, and hopefully it'll improve Westlake's and bring it back to the profitable company.